When did you decide on those tactics? Before the fight,
No,
Mohammed?
sir, it's like, you know, I'm sure Henry will tell you, any fighter that knows what's happening, you really can't plan a fight when you're meeting a man you've never met before, right? You just have to get your tools ready. Here's a car stops on the highway. They call the AAA or whatever and say, my car's broke down. What it is, the lady, she don't know what's broke. Well, the man comes with all the tools, and he come equipped to handle whatever the problem is. An astronaut goes into space, and he pretends that something happens to the ship before he take off. He gets out and he works on it. He's not looking for something to happen, but it might happen. So I just had everything ready. Now, after the first round, being here with a top professional, a man so great, had so many knockouts, never been defeated, never been even scratched, I didn't know really how good he was. So I had to come in, actually a little nervous, and with everything ready. After one round of dancing, I found out that this would tire me out. So I would have to resort to ropes. I figured that out after the first round. So I said, I'm going to go to these ropes, and I'm going to let this man throw everything he can, let him tire himself out. He might look like he's winning, and if he don't hurt me, I'm going to stay here. But if he should be as great as they say he is, if he hits as hard as they say he hit, when he hits you and breaks your arm, he knocked out Joe Frazier, I couldn't do it, knocked out Ken Norton, he was a big, bad giant before the fight, you remember. Now, you remember that, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
How bad he was? They don't say that now, but you remember he was a real bad cat the other day, right? Don't forget that. Now, after I found out he didn't have it, I stayed there. But if he had had what I thought he had or what they said he had, I'd have kept running, hoping I wouldn't get tired.
Ken, you want to come back, I think, on that, don't you?
Just a point, Mohammed. When we spoke about 4 hours after the fight in the bungalow in Surrey, you said that you'd suspected before the fight that the man didn't like being hurt. Now, I know no one likes being hurt, but this had registered with you.
He don't like even being hit. I mean, see, you must realize this. Here's what I told the press. I told you all everything just about what happened. I said, the man is a little too slow. The man is, though he has no class. The man throws a whole lot of wild punches when he's not tired. And once he's tired, he's going to be falling all over everybody, like I told you. I told you that the man is never really being hit hard. And after he hears the man say, round 4, round 5. He's only heard the man say round 3 in the last 5 or 6 years at the most. Round 6, round 7, round 8. He said, what's happening? You understand? Then to have a man, I told you, constantly hitting him, I was telling you, he constantly feel that. This is going to frustrate him. You understand? And to have a man that he can't knock out real quick. I said, this man has never been experienced. Joe Frazier was a little fat that night, got hit with some freak punch, and he never had a chance to show what he could do, and Foreman didn't have a chance to really show us what he could do. Norton got hit too quick to really see what he could do after he got tired and winded. Joe King Roman, and that's all he had was Frazier, Norton and Roman, and all of a sudden, he's one of the greatest of all times. I said, you all are wrong. This man is nothing. I'm the greatest of all times. Are you crazy? This will be no match. The kid's a kid. Wasn't I right?
Mohammed, I know that Reggie's got a point to make about the way that you fought that fight and the kind of problems that referees might have with the way you tactics you adopted there.
Yeah, there are some European referees, Mohammed, who say you're wrestling and hanging on a bit too much, or razzling, as you say with the States. Would you be worried with a European referee at the threat of disqualification if you were holding on too much?
Yes, I'd be worried, but what I do see is that, like a man like Joe Frazier, George Foreman, when they come at me with all that force and they miss, they fall in my chest. And then I rest my hand on them to hold them there so they won't do nothing in close.
Right.
Now, and I kind of hold him. I'm holding him. And he's trying to get loose, and that's tiring him, you understand? After 6 or 7 rounds, you're tired, right, Henry? That tires you out when the man is holding you trying to fight against it.
I know.
I wish this fellow was still fighting. I don't like what he said.
You didn't hold on to Cooper at all. You didn't have a chance to hold on to him.
No,
He did the second fight.
He did?
Oh,
you didn't tell us that.
He was like gaining
I'll
advice
tell you
with him in
something,
the
you
second.
all
Like, he'd
can't
been well schooled in
feel,
the
you
first
can
one.
see the holding, but you can't really feel how I'm holding him, see? And I really be holding him. Yeah, I hold him.
Mohammed, can I ask you, you're carrying that stick all the time now. What is the significance
No,
of that stick?
I just like it. It's nothing. Just a little cane I picked up in Zaire. I might not have it tomorrow, nothing. It's just
It's
something.
like that.
You ain't got a bad
I want to bring in Alan Hubbard at this point because I know you've got a boxing question to ask Mohammed Allen.
Right, Dickie. Muhammad, as you know, the readers of my magazine have voted you the personality of the decade. We know that you're the greatest. We're not going to argue with that. But how do you prove you're the greatest? If you could pick any heavyweight champion in history, say from Marciano, Joe Louis, back to Jack Johnson, or even John L. Sullivan, who do you think would have given you the toughest fight of them?
The toughest fight would be the man who's the hardest to knock out, whether he's got a style. And a fellow who had no style, just a bull, was Rocky Marciano. He would be the most trouble, I think. Rocky Marciano. I would have probably knocked out Joe Louis or some of those fellas because they were boxers. They took the time, and you could take your time and pick your shots. Marciano just kept coming. He hurt your arms. He could take everything. But what I cannot prove who or how I would have beat them. But what I can do to prove I'm the greatest of all time, and I'm trying to get it promoted and honest to everything, I believe this is no gimmick. I want Joe Frazier and George Foreman in the same night. Now, you understand? Seriously, I want not 15 rounds apiece, because 15 rounds apiece means if it goes the distance of both of them, that means 30 rounds of battle. 30 rounds might be a little too much. But if I had to go 20, I've been 15 about 8 times. If I had to go 5 more, I could train another extra 2 months. I could go 20 rounds. I want Joe Frazier for 10 rounds. I want Foreman for 10 rounds. Why Joe Frazier first? Because I think really he can take more than Foreman. He underestimated Foreman and just got hit with a hard punch. But basically, he can take more than Foreman, Joe Frazier. He's always getting hit. He keeps coming. This man Foreman's like myself. We're not used to taking a lot of punishment. I probably couldn't take the beating that I put on individuals. I wouldn't take it myself. I would retire if I had to get hit in my pretty face all that long. You understand? Now, Henry's still pretty too. He don't look ugly, do he?
Sounds like he's getting prettier all the time.
Yeah.
Bleeding a bit, but he's...
Anyway, what was I talking about?
I don't know, but I'm going to bring something else, if I may.
No, man, you can't stop me like that. I want to say one thing real quick.
You were saying that you would have got out of boxing if you'd been hit so often as that.
Yeah, we were talking about the greatest fighters of all
Right, you were
time.
saying that
I want both
Marciano-
of them in one night. I want Frazier first and Foreman second. And then right after I'm finished Frazier, whether I decision or knock him out, I want George Foreman to jump right in the ring. And I got 3 governments who might promote the fight. A place called Estonia, Russia, contacted us, Iran, and China. If I have to take him to the communist country, I want both of them in one night because they still got excuses. George Foreman's complaining. Do you know the way I whooped that man? Would you believe that they want to still make excuses? The ropes were too loose. That's why. Have you ever heard anything like that? Like the ropes was hitting him, the count was too slow. The rope canvas was too soft. And ain't that something? We stayed in the corner. And if there was a lot of dancing and moving and he couldn't catch me, you could say maybe the canvas was too soft. He made him slow. But we stood still the whole fight, so the canvas couldn't bother him. And as hard as his head hit that floor, he should be glad the canvas was soft.
You said that you're the prettiest, and you've been saying it for a long time, and I don't think anyone disputes that. It's very important you being pretty, isn't it, Muhammad? I know Rachel's got a point that she wants to ask you on this point.
Let's get it straight now. I'm not pretty, I'm handsome. Don't say I'm pretty now. Men don't call themselves pretty.
Well, I think you're pretty and handsome, and I don't know what's happening after the show, but...
I'm married, ma'am.
Yeah, so am I, so that's 2.
Yeah.
But do you think that... would you have been so great if you hadn't have been so pretty?
This is really something. This is going too far. You're so pretty.
Well, you said it yourself.
No, I just say that to make people mad. They come to see me get beat up, but I don't really think I'm pretty. I know I'm pretty. No.
But the question is, would you have been so successful if you hadn't been so handsome?
I don't know. I think if I looked like Joe Frazier, I wouldn't care and just keep walking into punches like he did. See, Joe Frazier, he's so ugly, his face should be donated to the Bureau of Wildlife.